Hey everyone, my name is Leo. It's nice to meet you if you are first time here. If you are not, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about Starlink Mini that I bought for myself for road trips and such. And also I modified it. And you know what's the dumbest punchline of all time when they review one of the most popular products? Is it any good? Because people ask, is it any good about iPhones? They ask, is it any good about Starlinks? And duh, it is good because it has thousands satellites up in the sky around our freaking planet, and it has never been like that in the history of the mankind. And you asking, is it any good? So yes, it is quite good, and this review is not about either it's good or not. It's about my use case, it's about how you could use it, and it's about some good ideas that I may spark in your mind about how you can use this thing. Let's dive in. And we start diving in with the unboxing because it's always a good idea to understand what's in the box. And when you open the box and remove another carton piece, you find inside first an extra mount for your Starlink, a 110 volt power brick, the dish itself protected by a thin sheet of paper, a very long cable, and instructions on how to use it all on the box. And while the box contains of many things that you might use, like a very long cord, I think it is way too long because it is far from the use case that people who own Starlink Mini use it for.
That's quite literal, just take a look at this freaking thing. It's crazy because this part in my hands and another part is at the camera, at the tripod. It's longer than my house and I have a pretty big house. Oh my god.
You can feed it from a very long distance, but usually you keep it in your truck in case of you don't have any internet around, and then you power it on and you have that internet connection. And I started checking Amazon and there are plenty of options, but usually they come without a battery, but they're kind of an adapter for a Makita battery or for a DeWalt battery, and you can insert your DeWalt battery into your Starlink and give it some juice for a while and it will be working. But I didn't like that idea because something sticks out from Starlink. So I kept looking and I found a couple of options that actually make it flat and almost invisible, like it was always there, and I loved it. And it's not like this accessory deserves another unboxing video, but I unboxed it either way and it was incredibly easy to film. So it contains the instruction, the box with USB-C and DC cables, which is incredibly short by the way, and the battery block itself that reminded me about a spaceship from 90s TV shows.
Alright, after you got your battery out of the box, it's very easy to install it here. You basically just remove the original mount from here and slide in the battery. And it sits there pretty well, I must say, because it's very robust assembly, it's not going anywhere. It has the USB-C connector here, and you can use any USB-C cable to charge this thing, and it's much easier to find the USB-C rather than the DC connector because there are plenty different formats for DC connectors, and USB-C you can buy at any gas station. And lastly, I like these screw holes here. These are made for camera gear, and what it gives us an opportunity to install something like this. These things are Ulanzi claws, and basically what these things are, they are very convenient mounts for your camera gear, and they are very safe as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install one of these here in this hole and use my Starlink on basically any tripod that you can use for any kind of camera gear. And this gives you a little bit more versatility and a little bit more different use case for these things, and I like that. And now I plugged everything. Here's USB-C and the battery is on, and it provides about 33 watts to the Starlink and it consumes about 14 watts from the USB-C. Just keep in mind that this USB-C is very slow. I'm using it for phones and stuff like that. It's 2 amp, and if you find a better power brick from a MacBook or something like that, you'll be able to charge it and use it at the same pace, so you will be providing the same amount of energy as you are consuming for your Starlink, meaning that it will be working indefinitely if you you plug it, and at the same time, if you unplug it, you will have that battery pack that will feed it for another 3 to 4 hours probably. And for the record, I'm not affiliated with these guys, I'm not promoting this product, I just researched and found it and started using it, and I like it. This is why I decided to share. The next thing for the Starlink is going to be the case, and I'm not going to buy anything. I'm going to design and 3D print my own, because why not? I have a 3D printer, I have some design skills. It's a good exercise for my brain, isn't it? The first thing I did was measure the dish. The three most important metrics are length, width, and corner radius for fillets. And now I'm ready to jump into Fusion 360. This might look like an easy design, and to be fair, it's not the most complicated one, but in reality it's not as simple as it seems. First, the bumper size maxes out most printers. I wanted to print it as a single part for maximum protection, fully out of TPU. The only option I have is to print it on my H2D, and even then it is very difficult, because we need to use two nozzles for the print. I spent some time figuring out the placement and the size of the prime tower next to the print. Speaking of the devil, I mean the prime tower. To print this TPU bumper I need to use supports, however regular TPU supports won't work, so I came up with my own support specifically designed for PLA interface material. 2 layers with 0Z tolerance. The print's supposed to take about 20 hours. And before I started printing the final thing in TPU, I printed one of these, which is a PLA sheet that represents the full surface of Starlink Mini. It fits perfectly, and while TPU is printing, I think it will come out perfectly well, because I measured everything perfectly well as well, and everything will be perfect. Anyway, now that everything looks fine, we are ready to print. I finished designing this print yesterday and I sent it to my Bambu Lab machine, and it is still printing. Well, I have another 5 hours to go. I designed it keeping in mind that I want to print it out of TPU. TPU is a flexible material, and I want this case to be soft to protect my Starlink a little bit better. Oh my goodness, so it's taking long for sure, but it will totally worth it. Because CPU takes long to print, but the print is beautiful, it's so clean. Hopefully I didn't screw up the measurements, and we will see it a little bit later. It's about 20 hours of printing, but it's going to be beautiful. And yeah, these are Bambu Lab printers, and they're not sponsoring this video. These are my printers. These are probably the best printers available in the market right now. We will see what the Snapmaker U1 will show us, because I baked it, and hopefully I will get it within next weeks. I will make a review, so stay tuned. And if you happen to be one of those people who have this machine, well, then I guess congratulations. You can download the file on MakerWorld completely free and print your own case for your Starlink, and I guess this is a good thing. But yeah, it is what it is, because the Starlink Mini is not exactly mini if we talk about the print size for the most of consumer 3D printers.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
Ooh, it's done. Oh my goodness, just take a look at this thing. Nice. Ooh, this thing looks so good. I really hope I didn't screw up the measurements, and I really hope that the interface support will come off easily. Just take a look at it. Oh my god, it's so good. It looks so good. Oh, so satisfying. This is a support. This is what I designed in Fusion. So this is just a flexible support, and this black part is just an interface support from PLA. I'm real scared right now, because if I screwed up the dimensions, it will just not fit. Yes, I think I didn't screw it up. Oh no, I did not. Oh my goodness, just take a look at that. It sits here like a glove. Look at it.
Oh my god. You know, you can buy something like this for sure. You definitely can, but when you make it by yourself, you make it the way you want it, like exactly you want it. Not some random guy in China that produced it, but you, for yourself, as you want it. Freaking amazing. Okay, I'm satisfied. I'm really satisfied because it worked. It worked. Yeah, you can download it as well. The link is down below. Feel free to do that. It's freaking amazing. Even without the battery, it will fit and it will sit there snag and it will protect your Starlink Mini. Freaking A.
And now the final step before testing is to install the quick release mount on the back of the dish. And then we are ready to go.
Oh my god, the weather is so beautiful today. It's super sunny. This contraption is ready, the bumper is installed, the battery is installed, and even the camera mount is installed, and I'll show you in a second how I use it. It's pretty simple and it's pretty useful. I'm going to a place which is about like 30 minutes from my home. It's a beautiful place, so probably I will do some drone shots and stuff like that, and we will test this thing and how it works. In the wilds, kinda. You see snow, right? So it's close to 0 Celsius temperature, and yeah, we still have our roses blooming, and there is another one started blooming a couple of days ago, and I think it's very optimistic for them. Before we go anywhere, let me show you how it's incredibly easy to mount Starlink Mini using this setup.
You just push it in and it goes in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
So this is probably an ultimate test for FSD. Just take a look at the road. It's a mountain road. It's going to Oyama lookout. It is freaking crazy because a couple of years ago I went up here in my Model X. It was absolutely super sketchy because the road, it's full of potholes that you can see right now because they're covered in snow, but it's out of the city. The civilization is down there, but it's at the bottom of the mountain. I'm coming up here in my car using just FSD, so the robot is driving, not me. Oh wow, this is crazy. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? And this is sketch right here. It's just a cliff going down. I mean, wow, it's incredible, to be honest. It's incredible to see that it recognizes the road, it takes the road, it recognizes the tracks in the snow, and it just, you know, going to the place when I'm planning to go to, which is over there, and this is a viewpoint. It's called Oyama Lookout. It's a very beautiful place. Okay, what I find works the best Starlink Mini is this kind of pelican cases. Here we go. It should be working now. let's test it out.
Okay, and now it's connected. I'm on the low speed plan here because I'm not using this thing all the time. I'm using it eventually, just like so, when in case of emergency, if I need it, or well, in case if I need to test it out somewhere in the mountains. So here we go. It is connected. Here's Google, and I don't know. Let's say what's it? Mini crossword answers. Okay, let's go. Let's check it out. And it's loading. Let's try Pi Messenger. Pi Messenger is a platform with a lot of graphics, photos, and stuff like that. It might take a while for sure because, well, it's high-res photos and such. Hey! Wow, it's a beautiful boy. Stepped on my foot. Alright, so it's still loading. Okay, we got it. Yeah, it's not that bad actually. Yeah, it's looking pretty. Wow, it has loaded all these pictures. This is incredible. Yeah. Okay, all in all, it's not bad, especially considering where we are. But it's somewhere in the mountains. I've been using this setup for about an hour, and the battery is showing me another 3 hours that I have left, and it sounds about right because my Starlink Mini is consuming way less energy now when it looked for satellites and found them. So it's about 20 watts as the battery is showing me versus 30 watts initially, and that's great. It means that we will have realistically close to maybe 4.5 or even up to 5 hours of runtime for the battery. Also, I like the setup for the mount. You just use one hand to slap it on and it stays there and it's not going anywhere. You have your Wi-Fi on the go. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Alright, so I hope you like this review. I know it's kind of chaotic a little bit, but it's always like that. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's dumb, but what the hell? We live only once.
That's my credo. No regrets.
Don't forget to push some buttons down below. There are plenty of them. Don't mix them up. You can also leave the comment and I would appreciate it highly because you can say something stupid down there and nobody will judge. Nobody.
Like not even a single letter.
Also, don't forget to join our Cybertruck community and register on Pi Messenger because it's our platform. It's great. So either way, like, subscribe, register on Pi Messenger. See you later. Thank you for your time. You are freaking great.